Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Oscar Zhang, as you can probably tell from the description box below. So once again, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm a bit nervous because, truth be told, it has actually been quite some time since I have filmed. So I'm just gonna get this off the table. It's some notes that I've written just in relation to today's video. Now, of course, you can tell from the title that it is going to be a review. Basically, well, you know what, let's get this video started by showing you the bag, so at least you've got some eye candy to look at while I'm droning on. And here is the beautiful, beautiful bag. It's the Lady Dior in the all black, black hardware and black leather as well. So I'm just gonna set this bag down and you guys can be mesmerized by this while I speak. So, really quick intro. Basically, this is a video that I have told you guys that I would film upon my return from my trip to China. Now, that holiday happened 2 months ago. It's now the end of July, and that trip happened, I think, in May or April. So it has been a while, and I just had a lot of things going on, as some of you who have followed me will know. And if you haven't, if this is new to you guys, you know, please hit that subscribe button, you know, come follow my life, you know, live my life with me, so share it with you guys. It would mean so much to me to be able to go through things together, share our experiences together. But yeah, so oh, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, please do go there and give me a follow, because that would also mean a lot. So basically, this is a video that is quite late, and I said that I would film this. So it's actually 2 videos that I said I would film. So if you haven't watched my China vlogs, I will link them below. They are really amazing, if I do say so myself. I had a lot of fun filming them, and I had a lot of fun, you know, sharing it with you guys. So 2 videos I said that I would film. One is this review, which is the handbag review, and the second video is also a review as well. It's a review of the Louis Vuitton Horizon 55 bag, which I use as my travel carry-on bag. So that video is also coming, and yeah, the reason that I said I would film them is because these 2 bags, both my Horizon 55, which is sitting over there in the corner of my wardrobe, and this bag here, the Lady Dior, I used them heavily during my China trip, my China holiday. And so I wanted to let you guys have a look to see what's been happening to those bags, the wear and tear, and what I thought of those bags, the pros, the cons. So basically to give you guys a review of them. And it's been 2 months and I haven't used those bags at all. So I haven't been on another holiday, so I've had no real reason to use my Horizon, and I haven't whipped this bag out since I got back from China. So I've been using other bags, specifically waiting to do this review, because I didn't want to give you guys a review after having used the bag for anything else other than my China holiday. So I wanted to let you guys see what happens to my bags after just one holiday. And guys, I really do have some things to show you. So without further ado, let's get this video started. So let's start off with the details of the bag. So from the bottom, from here to here, it's approximately 24-25 centimeters. And then from bottom to top, it is 20 centimeters. And the widest most edge at the bottom is 11 centimeters or 12 centimeters. Those are the measurements, and it is pretty big. And this kind of ties in with one of the pros that I wanted to mention. The bag is very spacious, yet very dainty and small. But I'll get into that in a little bit. So, obviously the bag is fully black. Now in Chanel terminology, I believe people call it so black. So it's black hardware with black leather as well. Now it has the Dior charms. The leather is lambskin, so it is very, very soft leather. It's really, really nice and supple, and it does feel a bit powdery. You guys can't obviously feel it, but it is a bit powdery. You go, because it's the matte black. So both the hardware as well as the leather is matte black, which I'll show you guys. There is also a strap in here, so I actually keep this bag stuffed. I keep all my bags stuffed, so I'm going to take the stuffing out so I can show you the inside as well. So I have the flap version, so there are two. You can get one with the zipper, or you can get one with the flap. So there is a strap, and I have, obviously this is a recent purchase from about maybe 4 months ago, and yeah, so this is the strap and it is adjustable. Now the previous versions are not adjustable, and that was a major con, but this is actually really good because I have got it on the longest hole, which means I can, even for someone as tall as me, I'm 180 centimeters, so I think that's about 6 feet. I can actually wear this crossbody. There is a pocket inside. There's two actually. There's one with a zipper and one without. So you guys can see that. And you can also see that it is pretty dirty as well. So yeah, just that's just how it is, because the inside is microfiber or something, or like kind of like a suede material. So it is pretty easy to get dirty because it catches dust very easily. So that's that. Now I will give you guys a real close-up on the hardware and also the leather and the scuffs when I show you the wear and tear. So that's also really quickly, you guys probably know, but the history of the bag, there's actually so much history with the bag, but the name of the bag comes from the fact that Princess Diana was actually given this bag as a gift. So it wasn't called the Lady Dior before. I think it was called something else, I don't really remember, but Princess Diana was given this as a gift, and it became her favorite bag. She carried it everywhere, and I think in about 1994 or 95, Christian Dior, the house, renamed the bag Lady Dior in Princess Diana's honor. So that's how it got its name. So you can also see that it is a top handle bag with a strap, and the whole bag is very rigid, so it's not soft. I mean, it is soft in the sense that you can obviously do this, but this is all very rigid. It keeps its shape very, very well, and this is like very, very rigid as well. So that's pretty much it. Also wanted to mention that the print on the bag is the Canache print, and it's just the classic. It's akin to Chanel's diamond quilting. It's like the classic. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the pros. Now, some of the pros that I've written down, because this, you know, I used this bag a few months ago, so I had to write this out to jog my memory. But one of the pros is with the flap. Now I have the flap as opposed to the zipper version, and the flap is an extreme pro because it makes things so easy to get in and out of. So you literally just lift this flap and it's just one massive hole, pretty much a tote bag. And when I was in China, I used it as a tote bag. I would chuck things in here. I bought a bottle of water, an umbrella, my wallet, you know, everything, passport, my phone, chuck it in, chuck it out, you know, it was really, really easy to use. And the great thing is, because it's so small, it's actually still quite secure, because there is no way that anybody is going to be able to get their hand in here without lifting the flap. And if they lift the flap, I'm going to be able to feel it. Like by the time they get to this stage, I'm going to be able to have noticed and felt that something is happening to my bag. So it's very, very secure, and you don't have to worry about that at all. Second pro is that it is lambskin and it's very, very soft, but it's very durable. Now, overall, you can see the bag has not got any scuffs. It's got minor wear and tear, which I'll show you guys, but overall the bag has held up really, really well. And you guys can see that pretty clearly. Like, it's honestly done very, very well. So that's another pro. So even though it's lambskin, it's very durable. And so the next point I wanted to raise was something I mentioned before, that the bag is very rigid and so it keeps its shape really, really well. This is something that you want to think about, I guess, in the long term. So I'm talking like 5 years plus, you know, 5, maybe 8, 10 years into the future, when your bags start to lose its shape and slouch. Some people like that. I like that. On some of my bags, not all of them. A lot of my bags I like that they're very structured, very rigid. And some of my bags I like when they're a little bit slouchy, they lose their shape, because it kind of gives them a more used feeling, very well loved kind of feeling. And on some bags it just feels right, you know, to have that loved feeling. So this bag is one of those bags that I wouldn't want to lose its shape, because its uprightness just makes it so much more ladylike. Just kind of this rigid, you know, very structured shape just gives it a very classy, elegant feel to it, and I really, really like it. So I'm very glad that it's that rigid and keeps its shape. So I do, as I mentioned before, I do still keep my bag stuffed though when I'm not using it, because you should help the bag as much as you can. So if it already keeps its shape, great, but if you put stuffing in it, then you just help the bag do its job a lot easier. So that's another thing. Now, the next point is that it's very comfortable. It's honestly very comfortable. I had my doubts about how a handle shaped like this would be comfortable, but honestly, guys, having used it for 3 weeks straight, or 2 weeks straight, every single day, in China as well, on a holiday where you are going from place to place, you're walking, you're running, you're sweaty, and you're just doing so many things, I was very surprised to learn that this is very, very, very comfortable to actually hold. It's also very comfortable when you're wearing it on the crook of your arm. It just sits really, really nicely, and even though it's like thin, I guess, which you would expect to dig into your arm, when you have both handles like that, it's not so thin anymore. It becomes that wide as opposed to that wide, and so it doesn't really dig into your arm, and it's really, really comfortable. Now on top of that, the strap is also incredibly comfortable. The leather is really soft. It's just very supple. It just sits on your shoulder very, very nicely as well. And when you're wearing a crossbody, it doesn't dig in, even when the bag is heavier. Like, I had a drink bottle and an umbrella in there, and it never dug into my shoulder. It's very, very comfortable. Now, the next point I wanted to raise is that it is very, very spacious. Now, I touched on this when I went through the details of the measurements, and I did mention that it is a relatively small bag. What I consider a perfectly sized tote bag, which is something that I would use for work, is a bag that's 30 centimeters and at least 20 centimeters high. So my Birkin, I have a Birkin 35. I do use that for work, but I use that for travel as well. And 35, sometimes I do find a bit too big and bulky, but 30 centimeters I think is the perfect work size. I can fit a drink bottle, I can fit a jacket in there, or a cardigan, I can fit a full-size wallet, and I can fit an umbrella, all at the same time as well. This is an incredibly spacious bag, and there's no compartments in there or anything, so it's just one big hole and you can fit so much stuff. I fit a drink bottle, so I would put a drink bottle kind of like standing up, one of those small ones. My wallet would go here, there, and then I'd have my makeup bag, this was for my China holiday, I'd have my passport and my travel documents, and then up top I'd have an umbrella sitting across like that. So it is a really, really spacious bag, yet at the same time being so small and compact, it's just incredibly well designed. So really an amazing thing, guys, if you are looking for that perfect balance between tote bag where you can dump things in and not need to worry about space, but at the same time you want something that is small and something you can even take to dinner, something dainty. This is the perfect bag, honestly. Maybe not this particular variation, maybe not the black hardware, the black leather, which I'll get into in a moment. And the final pro is how, because there is feet on the bag, I don't have to worry about setting this bag down anywhere. I can put this on pavement, I can put this on, you know, a hard surface table, I can put this on concrete. You know, usually when it's like concrete or pavement, you're really worried that you're going to scratch the bag as you pick it up, because sometimes you might pick it up and you might go like that, you know, like you might swing it and you might scratch the bag. But because of the feet, you don't have to worry about that at all. And because it's such a rigid bag, you don't have to worry about the middle like sagging. So that's a really, really big pro. Now, moving on to cons, and when I say cons, there's really only two cons. So what I'll mention first is actually the handles. As you can see, the handles had flopped down, so there's no real way to kind of like keep these up. It's kind of a balancing act where you just have to, you know, you put it down and you just have to angle it ever so slightly that they just kind of sit onto each other, and then hope that it stays up. Now, the reason that I say that it doesn't stay up and that's a problem is because even if it falls down, it doesn't actually go all the way down. And that's the big problem. The fact that it doesn't stay up all the time and the fact that it doesn't go all the way down. Because, let me give you this scenario. You're out with coffee with friends, you're out for coffee with friends, and you want to set your bag down. You put it on the floor. No worries, it doesn't matter whether it's pavement, concrete, linoleum, marble floor, whatever. You put it down because it's got feet. Perfect, you don't have to worry about that. But the handles, you put it down, it stays up. 10 minutes later, it falls over and it goes out like that. When a waiter comes and serves you your tea or coffee, they're gonna take a step and they're gonna whack into this. Because now, instead of your bag being this thin, your bag is now taking up this much space, which means someone is going to walk here and knock into it. I've had that happen, which is why I can tell you confidently that that is a major con. I hate that. You can put it on your coffee table. You know, you're having, same scenario, you're having coffee with your friends and you think about, oh, I don't want someone kicking my bag, so I don't want to put it on the floor. You put it on the table, the handle falls over and all of a sudden, you know, it's now in your way because it's like knocking into your shoulder or something, you know. Or if you have it on the outside, you know, it's not knocking into you, but it might be knocking your friend who's sitting on that side, or it might be in the way. Instead of the waiter or waitress's legs knocking into it, their arms are going to knock into it because they're going to have to work around this, serving you tea and coffee. So the handles, or the rigidity of the handles, while it is incredibly well designed from a comfort perspective, speaking from a practical perspective, it's really not that practical, because the fact that it just falls over, it really annoys me. Now, there is a saving grace. If you can get the handles to sit just right, they won't fall down. I mean, obviously, unless you knock it, and then, you know, it will. So if you keep it at the right angle, its weight will fall on each other and it just won't really fall down. And I can also say that confidently because I've set this down in my closet. I've set this down in my closet, and the handles for the past month haven't fallen down. So it's okay. It's not all bad. Second point of cons, which then transitions us into the last kind of topic of the review, is the wear and tear. So I'm going to show you guys up close all the wear and tear, and while I do that, I'll walk you through as I'm, you know, showing you guys. So the major wear and tear on the bag is a few things. Now, I want to preface this with a couple of points. First is I took this bag with me to night markets and I spilled food on it. So some of these marks is not because of the bag, but it's because of me, which I'll show you guys in a moment. Also, you've got to keep in mind that I used this bag very, very heavily in China. So in China, if you guys have been to China, security for everything is very tight. You have to walk through a metal detector, you have to put your bag through an X-ray scanner on a conveyor belt. Pretty much every single building that you go into, even the subway, even the public transport system, you've got to go through and you've got to put your bag through an X-ray scanner. So this bag has been through a lot in China. So that's why the wear and tear is so heavy. So please don't look at this and be like, wow, this bag is so delicate. This bag is so, you know, it's not suitable for everyday use. It really is suitable. It's just that it was used heavily in China. It went through a lot of abuse in China. So looking at the bag, I haven't really examined this myself. So I'm going to kind of get into this pretty much wing it as I go. So from the front of the bag, I can already see that there is a scuff on the O charm for the Lady Dior charm. Right there. There is also a mark at the front over here, but that I think can be wiped off because I think that is just some food oil that I spilled. So that hasn't really gone away. I've just tried to wipe it, but I haven't. Might try that a little bit later. And there's also some food, maybe oil splatters here and down here as well, which I really need to clean. Now, another thing that I want to also show you guys that I noticed from the front is this scuff marks here. So that kind of forms like a little smile right here. And also you can see the scuffs along the metal as well. So this comes from the strap. So when I was in China, sometimes I would wear the bag on the crook of my arm, sometimes I would wear it crossbody, but I like to interchange. So to give myself the option of interchanging whenever I felt like it through the day, because let's be honest, I'm not going to keep the strap at home or in the hotel. We're going to be out all day. So instead what I do is I put the strap I attach the strap and instead of wearing it, I would just let it dangle like this. So what's happened is as I've moved, this strap has gone like that. And as a result, it has now created scuff marks. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this in the close-up, but there is scuff marks here, right there, which is caused by the stitching here, rubbing or chafing against the leather repeatedly. And then there's also scuff marks here. And I'm fairly certain if we go to the back, you'll see the same thing. Little mark there, chafing there. Unfortunately, I don't know whether that chafing will happen purely because my bag is matte black. It's got a layer of powder on it. Have a look at the feet and you can see that all of the feet, all of them, that the black powder or the matte black has rubbed off already. Hopefully you guys can see that in the close-up. So that's another wear and tear point there. The corners have held up incredibly well. Nothing there at all. And nothing too much on here, except you can see the chafe marks on the leather, which is obviously as a result of rubbing against the rubbing against my clothes. Now on the inside, not much, nothing really. And looking at the flap, because I actually spilt food oil on here and it all cleaned up very, very well. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, one last thing for wear and tear, is do you notice these, so there's scuff marks here, which I think is not normal, but it comes from the fact that I hung my strap off here, which means that it will happen even if I wear it on my shoulder. So, but can you notice that there is a bit of shine to this hardware and compared to this? So this here is very matte, whereas this is a bit oily, because I think what happened when I spilled my food on it, the oil essentially rubbed away the powder that made the metal matte black. So it's not just a shiny black, so you can see that there is a difference between, it's a bit greasy as opposed to very matte. So I think the oil must have degraded the matte coloring, I suppose, which is a bit disappointing. However, overall though, the bag, considering the trauma that I put the bag through, it has really held up well. So keep in mind, guys, that I am showing you guys these ultra close-up shots of the bag to really highlight to you guys the wear and tear. But I'm really not fussed about it, and I'm not disappointed in the bag at all, and I don't want you guys to be disappointed, and I don't want you guys to be discouraged from buying this bag either, because this bag has been through hell, and for it to still look this magnificent, pretty much new. Obviously it's got its wear and tears, obviously, so it's not new, but you really can't tell from far away. You know, even me, I'm sitting less than an arm's length away. I'm sitting half an arm's length away, and I can't see anything wrong with the bag. It's really when you get up close that you can see the wear and tear. And honestly, guys, that's very normal. So please don't be like, that's a crap bag, it doesn't hold up. It really has held up so well, and I'm really excited to use this again. So I'm so excited to finally finish filming this video for you guys so I can bloody start using this bag again. I'm really excited. This bag is so good. Now, having said all of that though, I will probably stop using the strap because I don't like to encourage this chafing. It's just not something that I like. And I'm more of a top handle bag kind of girl anyway. I don't really use straps. I use straps when there is a need for it, like if I need both hands because I'm traveling, for example, which is why I brought the strap to China. Because, you know, when you're traveling, you have to do lots of things, you're going to juggle a lot of things. But if I'm just going to work, or if I'm just, you know, going out to lunch or dinner, I really don't need to carry a strap. In my everyday life, I hardly ever use straps, which is why a bag like a Birkin is so perfect for me, because I don't really care much for straps. So I will probably stop using a strap. But yeah, so that's it, everyone. Hopefully you have enjoyed seeing this bag. It is definitely beautiful eye candy. It's really incredible. And in the new Dior line, in the new collections, the all black, you know, black hardware and black leathers and stuff, that's a thing now. There's like a belt bag, which I would love to get. Yeah, and I just think this kind of gives it a very masculine twist on an iconically feminine bag. So this is absolutely a stunner for me, and I love it. So despite all of the wear and tear, which I wanted to show you guys, I still love this bag and I will continue to use it. And I hope if you guys also get a chance to buy one of these yourself, or if you already have one and you're thinking, would this kind of color be good? Would this, you know, would a matte black version be good? Hopefully I've kind of helped you with that by saying it's up to personal taste. So I, again, personally love matte black on this bag. It's just my taste. But I think if you're thinking from is it durable, is it long lasting, is it all of those other things, I would probably say it's not. But that being said, at the end of the day, you have to buy what you love. And if this is what you love, then I would say jump, take that leap, because you will not regret it. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any questions as well, because obviously I'm still very new to this whole reviewing and this whole YouTube thing. So if you guys have any questions, I've probably missed something, but if you guys have questions, if you have comments or feedback, please let me know in the comments below. I do always try to reply to people and connect with everyone. So I'm always very helpful as well. So if you guys also follow me on Instagram, some of you might know that when you reach out to me through DMs, I always reply. I always try to help you out. I've had a couple of people, quite a fair few actually, reach out to me and ask me for advice on handbags, and I love helping you guys. So please, if you have questions that you feel are personal, but you still want to reach out, send me a message on Instagram, follow me, send me a message, or if you have any comments or questions that, you just want to ask away, then just sound off in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.